Welcome everyone to the Open Bar Podcast, episode 2. I'm your host, Gino.
And you're the host, Ricardo.
And we have a special guest in the building. His name, C Rayy, best rapper in San Antonio out right now. Go ahead.
That's all facts.
So today we have Freetail beer, recommended by one of our friends, Flo. It's a brew here in San Antonio called Slow Flow, 4% alcohol.
It's from San Antonio?
Yeah, it's from San Antonio.
I didn't know that. Shout out to Flo. Thank you for commenting on our YouTube.
Yeah, thank you.
Please drop some comments on our YouTube. Please subscribe. We got 6 subscribers. Hell yeah.
Yeah, recommend us any other beer that you like. So yeah, you can follow us at Open Bar Pod, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Music at Open Bar Podcast, and our YouTube, which you're probably watching at Open Bar Podcast.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
How to do that.
Let me try this.
Not too bad. Yeah, so Cody Rayy. I think you just called him C Rayy.
Cody Rayy, C Rayy.
One of our
same
good friends. I've known Cody since about 2011. How long have y'all known each other?
Yeah.
Shit.
So the first time I met Gino, I moved here in 2004. Yeah, 2004, the summer of 2004. And the first time I ever met him, he tried to give me a Yin Yang Twins album. I will never forget.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
So for real, like he had a Yin Yang Twins album. I really wanted to hear it. I had a Mike Jones album. He really wanted to hear it. So we swapped, and I don't think I ever gave it back to him.
Damn.
Yeah, but that's
how
the
you
first
know.
time I
That's
met
how you
Gino.
know it's meant to be.
Yeah, I remember switching albums, and I remember I was like, yo, Cody has a better album than me. I was like, the Yang Twins album was cool, but I was like, but this Mike Jones album, I'm really fucking with it. Like, it was the Who Is Mike Jones album.
Yeah,
Mike
it was
Jones.
Phil Tippett back then. Yin Yang Twins.
The
Yin
Yang Twins had
like
that the Whisper song.
Yeah.
It had the Bad song featuring Mike Jones.
Yeah, there was like.
They had that, what's that Pitbull song?
I don't know. I listen to Pitbull.
You know what I'm talking about?
Polo or something?
No.
Hey, Pitbull was good back in the day when he had those bangers.
Shake. Was it called Shake?
I don't know, man. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
but it was that Pitbull and Yang Twin song.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, yo, he does have a better album than me. I was jealous.
Yeah. Shit cost me like $20 too.
Oh my god.
And then from
CDs were expensive back in the day. They were like they were $20.
CDs?
Yeah.
For real?
CDs nuts.
When I started buying CDs, they were $10.
Yeah, they were $20. Some of them were $20 when they were first coming out. They were $20.
No. When they were first coming out, they were $10, and
Oh,
after
and
that,
after, yeah.
it'll be $16.99 and then up.
Yeah, it was probably like 16, 17, but with tags, it was like $20. That was a lot of money back for being 12 years old, though.
Yeah.
Spending it on a fucking album. I remember my second album I ever bought was Like Father, Like Son. And my grandparents, which were like in their 50s, fucking threw that shit away a week after I heard it because they were listening to that Stun Like My Daddy. And they fucking hated that shit.
My first album I ever got was the Slim Shady LP by Eminem. I was like 8 years old, I want to say. And my brother told my parents, hey, he can't be listening to this. Like, it's bad, like super bad. And he even told her, like, yeah, he even like murders his wife on it.
Oh my god.
So like my dad took it away from me, and I didn't hear it till like years later.
Yeah.
My little brother's favorite rapper is Eminem. He's 11 right now.
Thanks to
I
Gino.
probably shouldn't let him. I could do the same thing that your brother did to you, snitch on my parents, but come on, I gotta let him get some culture, you know?
I know.
At least he's not listening to.
At least he's not listening to
something
new Eminem.
My very, very first one, I was 9 years old, and I got it was the 50 Cent. The one with PIMP in the club, I think.
Yeah. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, I think I was like 9 or 10.
That's a good
I might have
album.
been 10. I think I was in 5th grade and when it came out, like the summer of 5th grade. And I jammed that shit like all the time. And I actually bought that one in Mexico. I bought it in Mexico. I used to live in the valley, so we used to always go to the border towns.
Was it a real CD or a bootleg?
It was a bootleg.
Yeah, because Mexico was fucking
huge.
It
was like $5, but that's where I would always go, like to buy like DVD, like movies and shit. I would always go there, and they always came out legit.
I didn't get to say my first album. It was Enrique Iglesias. I was a huge.
Like last week.
I was a huge fan when I was a little kid.
I don't think I ever knew.
When we were talking about the same era that y'all talking about, I didn't even know English back then.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you came straight from Mexico.
Dude, yeah, I was an Eminem fan before I even knew English, but it was mostly because his songs were catchy, you know, like the hits, the My Name Is, the Without Me. That shit was pretty big in Mexico.
The Real Slim Shady.
Yeah.
And I bet you when 8 Mile came out, that shit was big down there too.
I don't remember. What year was that?
03.
03. 03, I was in the States already.
Yeah, 02, 03, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so fast forward, when y'all start recording music?
Man, I actually, like, me and Gino used to listen to music all the fucking time. We would go to the flea market, Eisenhower Flea Market, and this dude would buy like 100-song fucking CD of Lil Wayne.
Okay. He was like one of my favorite rappers. Yeah, at that
time. For like $15, he'd buy 100 fucking songs.
Unreleased
like,
Lil Wayne tracks.
All the mixtape shit that you wouldn't hear because, you know, the internet was barely, you know, getting bigger. It wasn't like as massive as it is now. But so anyway, so we were always like listening to music together. I had moved over to the north side of San Antonio, and I started listening to. I was jamming Lil Wayne nonstop. That's all I listened to. He was my favorite artist by far. And then he signed Drake. I started listening to Drake. That was like, I started listening to Drake probably about 08, 09 when he was releasing before he signed with Young Money. And then once he signed with Young Money, that's when I was like, I want to do what those guys do. So I started, I think that was my biggest regret really with music was I was trying to be somebody else that I wasn't. And I think that's when I started. And about 6 months after I started recording, he started getting interested in it, like actually interested in it. We started doing it together. Yeah. And I'd say that was 09 or 2010.
Yeah, it was about 09, 2010 because you were like, hey, I'm starting to like rap, this and that. And you're just like, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. You were just like, yeah, we'll probably look for like, I was like, I don't know who to like, you know, where to record and whatnot. I was like, you know, that sounds interesting. I was like, I was slowly looking into it.
Yeah.
And hey, Cody, you should try it. When you talk this towards the mic.
Oh, okay. You can't really.
Nah, hey, everything's fine. Just whenever you're looking this way.
Yeah. So, like, when I first started recording, it was in 08. There was an app on the iPhone 3 called the Studio app. And I went off. That was before the iPhone started coming with, like, the headphones in. Like, with the mic. Like, they didn't come with that.
No front camera.
Yeah, there was nothing on it.
I remember.
I don't think you couldn't even video. There was no video.
You sold me that iPhone. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, I sold you the 4 though. That wasn't the 3. 4? Yeah, that was a 4.
It was big fat fucking iPhone. Was that the 4?
Yeah,
that was the 3, bro.
There's no way I sold you the 3.
Yeah.
There's no way. I lost that one when I was in fucking Idaho.
Oh, I don't know. It was, you know, the big fat one that had no front camera, just regular pictures.
I don't remember that.
I just wanted an iPod back then, and I remember I bought it. I still have it.
you gotta show me. If you have it, that's crazy. Anyway, so
yeah, my bad.
I went off and I bought headphones with the microphone, and that's how I was recording music. I would import waveforms of instrumentals I would find, mostly Lil Wayne or Drake, you know, instrumentals. I would import them onto my phone, and I would record using a fucking microphone for an iPhone. And that's how I made music for the first 6 months.
He made his very first song. I don't know if it was the first song, but it was called Sunny's On.
Oh, it was my very first song.
Yeah. Who was it? Who was it featuring?
What beat was it?
Be More.
Be More.
Yeah.
Shout out to Be More.
Cypress Hill?
No.
That's
no,
Be Real.
It was an original song, I think, right?
Yeah, it was an original beat somebody made, and we didn't pay for it.
Do you even still have it?
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Right.
We'll link it. We'll link it. Actually,
it.
No, because I say a lot of stuff I shouldn't say on that thing. We might link it.
We will for sure link it.
So whenever Gino started getting into it, we started downloading like free programs like Audacity, Mixcraft. We would do free trials on Mixcraft because we didn't want to pay for it. We were like 16, 17 years old. We didn't even have. I mean, he had a job. I was in school. I was just working. I was just going to school. I wasn't working yet. And that's how we recorded. And I think I used like a SingStar mic the little USB.
Probably.
That's how I was recording. And then 2011 is whenever the actual equipment started coming, you know.
Yeah.
What was the first program you used to actually record?
Um.
Pro Tools?
No, it was. Well, I guess Mixcraft. We used Mixcraft.
Yeah.
You know, we had the 7-day free trial. We kept using different random emails for like months.
Is that a known program? I've never heard of that one.
Back then it was.
Yeah.
It was cheap.
I remember because you mentioned Audacity.
Yeah.
I remember that one because we used to use it in high school.
That one was
Yeah.
free, but the quality
People
was
still use
horrible.
Audacity even
Yeah.
for a podcast.
Yeah.
But from that, once we got a little bit of money, or at least I started getting a little bit of money, we got Sonar. I don't even know how, like, who even told us about it.
I think Guitar Center or wherever you bought it. No, it was.
Was it
Best
Raul?
Buy. Oh yeah. Raul told you about it. And then
Maybe.
you went to Best Buy and you got that.
Yeah, and we got Sonar. And we had it for what, about a year or so? I would say from 2010 to 2011.
Yeah.
And then after that,
I stopped recording for a little while.
yeah.
I stopped recording for like a good 6 months, and then 2012 we started recording again. And by that time, you had Pro Tools.
Yeah, that's when I got
We
Pro
ended up getting
Tools.
Pro Tools. We had
And then
Pro Tools.
I stayed with Pro Tools for a while.
Yeah.
I must have met you, Cody, around that time because I think you're already recording with Pro Tools.
Yeah.
I happened to go to a few sessions back when you were living at your parents. I remember, just doing all those Drake beats.
Nothing but Drake beats, man. Shout outs to Drizzy Drake.
Yeah.
His
Nah.
his Instagram's right below.
Nah. Champagne Poppy.
At Champagne Poppy.
C Rayy Poppy.
Yeah, so then we started recording some more in 2012. And then 2013 we actually moved in together. We got our own apartment. It was a 2-bedroom, by the way. We got a 2-bedroom.
That's not how I remember.
And that's when we were recording a lot.
Yeah.
Because we had the studio, because we were finally living together and we had the studio together. So we were recording fucking 3-4 times a week.
Yeah, we record a lot. Yeah, because whenever we were just bored, we were just like, hey.
Did
like,
you drop a project back then? What was the first project you dropped?
So the first time the project I ever dropped was called Say Town to the Fullest. It was horrible. And I thought I was like some like third coast, not so much gangster, but I was like a third coast rapper. So I tried to do like the whole Say Town to Fullest. And
Yeah.
that was the first one I dropped. I dropped it on Reverb Nation. And man, I think that might have been it.
He was like #1 on the Reverb Nation charts in San Antonio.
Yeah, like no one rapped.
Is
No
that for
one
real?
rapped. Yeah.
Oh.
No one rapped at all. And that was horrible. And then my second mixtape didn't come until 2014.
No.
2013?
No, you gotta, you can't forget Dreams. That was like
Oh,
2010.
Yeah, so then
But I would say that's like the official.
yeah, because the
big-
first then I had Dreams come out in like 2010.
It was 5 songs.
Yeah, yeah. And then
DREAM. It was
Death, Rain, Expression, Acceptance, and Memories. And
3
I-
of those were
with
Drake beats.
With Drake beats. but that's when I really started to like getting decent at rapping and writing. My flow wasn't that great, my delivery wasn't, but that's whenever I really got like my pen game went way up around that time. And then my third, it would have been Drunk Feeling Sober Thoughts.
2012. I want to say it was 2012. 2012. It was Good Night World, Hello Dreams. That was like about 13 tracks.
Yeah.
It was only one original beat that was made by Eli. Shout out to Eli.
Eli. He just hit me up on Instagram too.
Shout out to Eli.
And but the rest were just other popular beats.
I mean, that was the thing back then with mixtapes.
Yeah.
Dat Piff was still a thing.
Yeah, I want to say it was released you released it on Dat Piff or Hot New Hip Hop.
Yeah,
it was one of those.
It was all of them. I think I did Hot New Hip Hop. I still used the Reverb Nation just because there was still people on there. And then YouTube. I put a bunch of single mixtape songs out on YouTube. And then finally, my fourth mixtape was Drunk Feeling Sober Thoughts. And I definitely progressed. You can just hear the progression from Goodnight World, Hello Dreams to Drunk Feeling Sober Thoughts. Completely better, completely different style. I did use mixtape songs, but it was a variety. It wasn't just Drake and Lil Wayne songs. It was Logic. It was man, I can't. Big Sean, The Game. I did Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar, J. Cole. I did a variety.
Yeah, just whatever stuff that we were just liking at during that time period, 2013, 2014-ish. So whatever instrumentals. But yeah, it was like you could tell the progression from his writing, his delivery, and even the sound quality.
Oh, yeah.
It progressed a bit.
Because Gino progressed a lot during that time as well. Because you were also recording other artists. Sometimes he would record artists that he met at a party.
Yeah.
And they would like 3 deep. They would come in and record, and they would leave, and that was it.
Yeah.
Just real quick for the listeners, Gino's still out here recording, and if you're a local artist, happen to hear this, somebody we don't know, y'all need some studio time, hit up Gino. Keep going. My bad. I cut y'all off.
Yeah, I remember we recorded. Remember Rook?
Rook.
I don't even know. Oh, because of Drew.
Yeah, Mr. CEO, shout out to him. I don't know what he's been up to, but he was a dope artist for sure. Even Jordan Tyler. Somebody.
Yeah, you have that old song with him.
Yeah, we recorded a song together like 2011, 2012, back in the day, and then obviously fast forward to last year, we dropped a 5-track mixtape and a 5-track album on all streaming services. So there's a big gap because I didn't release anything from like 2013 to like 2014 to 2016. I didn't really rap too much.
Yeah,
So
you
you-
didn't rap too much. 'Cause we just, I don't know, life just happened. You did your own thing. I was doing my own thing. We didn't do much.
Yeah.
I think about like, almost 2017, we tried to like get back together and start making music again.
Yeah.
But that's when we realized, since I didn't use Pro Tools that much, ever since like the update with Mac, Pro Tools didn't work on my system anymore. The interface didn't work in the system, so I basically had to get a whole new interface. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
sucked, but
lost everything.
yeah.
Everything.
So all I gotta say is, y'all been together during the whole process. Both of you just learning. Gino getting better at engineering. You, man, I could tell you from when I met you to now, you just progressed so much. One thing that I was critical back then, maybe I should have told you earlier, because as a friend, I just want to be like, yeah, man, shit sounds good, but I don't really like your flow back in the day. So you've really gotten better at that, bars, better at that. And I love that you're doing original beats so far. I mean, right now.
Yeah.
So main reason you're here, you're to talk about your new album coming out.
Yes, sir.
When is it coming out?
So my new, coincidentally, my new album, Open Bar.
What is it called?
Open Bar.
Wow, that's a pretty cool name, man.
Is dropping next month. It's February 10th. A little play of words, I guess, because it's 210. Shout out to 210.
Yeah, San Antonio.
And I have an album dropping. It's my debut solo album. I've been rapping since 2008, and this is my first solo album. Like I said,
original
with
content.
all original. I own most of the beats. We do have a couple of agreements, but they were custom. They're not going to be released to anybody else. Yeah, this is my first solo. I mean, I did have an album. My first album was a joint album with Jordan Tyler. Shout out to Jordan Tyler. We had our first album drop in September 2nd or September 1st, 2019. After we were done, I was like, man, I'm ready to get going on my solo album. And
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties again, but we're back. So yeah, the reason you're here is because you're here to talk about your new album. So tell us more about that.
that is correct. So next month, February 10th, I will be releasing Open Bar. Not the Open Bar pod, it's just Open Bar. And I think it's a really solid album. Definitely shows my progression over the last 6 months. I mean, shout out to Manny with TOK. Shout out to Donnie Canvas. Those guys really pushed me and helped me get to
Helped
recording
me
it.
too.
Yeah, so I'll let Gino talk about his part in the album.
I mixed it with the help of Manny. Shout out to Manny. We did it at his studio, TLK Studios. Even he was just showing me. I was still learning about just with engineering and all that. So I learned a lot of cool things. Good job.
Why?
So,
Sorry,
but yeah,
started on myself.
it was an eight songs. Mixed it. He showed me how to master. Never really mastered much before, so got to learn that. Yeah, that's my thing.
During this stream, we're gonna go ahead and exclusively release a song I have called Blackout. It features some pretty dope artists here in San Antonio. I have Minus on it, Donnie Canvas, and shout out to Jordan Tyler. Definitely, it's a banger for sure.
Banger.
All just spitting. It's a little. I mean, the whole album is different. There is a meaning to every song. The placement of all the song titles. Again, I mean, it's I exclusively own 5 of the tracks. 2 of the tracks is in-house producers for TOK. They help out with a lot of their stuff as well.
Yeah, so the intro to our podcast, that instrumental, that's actually the instrumental for Blackout. So, yeah, you could tell.
Nice.
I heard the beat. I liked the beat. Liked it so much I wanted to use it as the intro.
It's a dope beat, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
to Amari Beats out of Martin. Dude's a beast, man. He came through. Definitely got me five instrumentals within a month and a half. He was able to give me 5 instrumentals. And
local beat producer here in San Antonio.
So shout out to 77 Beats, shout out to Mike Spins, and shout out to Amari Beats. Those are the 3 guys that produce my album. All local producers. And also, really quick, want to shout out a few of the artists that are on my album. Shout out to Tiny Toon. Again, Jordan Tyler, he's on 2 of my songs. Shout out to Ethan Rodriguez, phenomenal singer. He's on one of my songs as well. Again, Donnie Canvas is on one, Minus. And I believe that's it. So those are some of my favorite artists in San Antonio. That's why I got them on this album. I really felt that they motivated me to make an album. Really, I saw them doing their own thing, and now they're all on the album.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I got to hear that song, man. That song, damn it, it's a banger.
Yeah. I kept playing it to him. I was like, yo, like, I kept listening to it. That was like, it's one of my like favorite tracks off the album. I just keep playing it over and over. Like, it's everything just good about it. Like,
It's dope.
the flows, the bars, just how everybody just comes in. Yeah, the styles.
Everybody's different styles, really.
Yeah, it just shows like just San Antonio's like different styles of rapping and just different artists. One big city, but just different from everywhere.
Yeah, and some of the better artists too. I mean, and that's another thing. Like making an album is a lot of artists or rappers in San Antonio. They don't
care about the craft.
Yeah, they don't put money into it. They don't care about the craft. They'll did what I did back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and just rip beats off the internet and then just put it on SoundCloud and say I'm an artist or whatever. And that was one of the things of why I wanted to do an album, because I saw these other artists that were very talented and I thought were are light years ahead of some of these other artists in San Antonio. And so shouts out to all those guys. And again, shout out to Manny from TOK. That guy helped us out. We recorded our whole album there at his studio.
Yeah, especially when I didn't have my studio to record at. Like, we told him our plan, and he was open for it. So
took a chance on the kid.
Basically.
So what else, guys? Y'all hear any of the new albums that came out?
Yeah, I mean, all right. So whenever this episode drops today, what's the date today?
The 17th.
Today's
January
the 17th.
17th.
Friday the 17th, man. We got blessed with some new music today.
Super blessed.
We're all expecting Mac Miller's Circles.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Mac Miller. We're expecting Dreamville's deluxe version of Return of the Dreamers 3.
That came out like, 2-3 days ago that they were just going to release it.
Yeah. Okay, but we got a little,
so that was just
little heads up.
Yeah, a little heads up.
And then out of nowhere, Eminem dropped his new album.
Goats.
Yeah, M just releases his shit, and I'm a big M fan.
I think we could all say we're huge Eminem fans.
Yeah, I'm a big
I think
M
that's
fan.
how I don't know, like we connected because we've been such fucking stans of Eminem
Since the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
which one y'all want to talk about it first?
I'll start with. Let's just start with M first, and then we'll just go to Mac. Yeah. So, it was what 11 o'clock last night, and I was already about to go to bed and just put on the Mac Miller album. I was like, about to crash out. But then I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I saw Paul Rosenberg, who's M's manager. I saw him posted a tweet saying, new music from M. And I was like, wow, he released a song today? I was like, that's random, without anybody telling.
Maybe it was a diss, or I thought it was a diss.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought, I was like, oh, okay, he released a new song. I was like, cool, I'm going to go check it out. And then right above that tweet, Genius, they posted, he released a surprise album. I was like, what? I was like, no way. And I go to Spotify, saw it was 20 tracks. I was like, holy shit, that's a lot. And the first thing I do notice are just the features.
Music to be Murdered By, the name of the album.
Yeah, Music to be Murdered By.
Wasn't there another something? What is it? What is it based of?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
If you don't know who that is, he directed Psycho. He's like one of the innovators of kind of like the horror films, kind of like in the 60s or so. But yeah, that's like one of his big films. I think he invented the vertical shot, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so that's where that's from.
So intro, fire, not gonna lie.
But
then
the
it goes
features.
The second song,
it goes to
Young M.A.
Yeah, Young M.A.
That was weird.
Yeah, I
song,
saw that feature and I was like, that's a weird feature. But I know she signed to Interscope, I believe. So I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense. But
why?
Hearing that track, I don't understand why she's kind of even on it. That's no diss to her.
Rash.
But
bars were
I'll diss her, dude. That song.
But it didn't even need her.
I didn't even know when she started rapping. It sounded like whenever you start talking before you're about to throw your verse.
Yeah.
That's how it sounded to me. The whole song.
I mean, I understood what he was doing because Young M.A. I mean, she has a different fan base than Eminem, but I felt like it didn't complement each other.
Yeah, it was like she was
saying random shit. He was saying random shit too, but he was spitting his flow, his bars, everything was really great. And that's when he had that MGK bar, I believe.
Yeah, I really don't remember it. I've only heard the album once, so it's a lot of tracks, and I really don't remember too much. I mean,
I haven't had time to actually.
Yeah, it just came out yesterday.
Listen and pay attention to the lyrics and whatnot. I did listen to it a couple times, but I was at work both times, and I was just going off of how it sounds aesthetically. Some things did catch my ear, but I haven't really paid that much attention yet.
Yeah.
And
but that Ed Sheeran
got another
track,
song with Ed Sheeran.
I don't know why, but yeah, we got another Ed Sheeran. That's fine.
All right. That one, I mean, it wasn't his worst song.
No, Ed Sheeran sounded pretty good, but I don't know, that beat. The beat was just so weird. It's very dancey.
So who's that producer that I was telling you earlier? Because it's like EJ got that.
You could click it where you can click the track and it just says song credits. It'll tell you the producer's name.
It tells you that on Spotify.
Yeah, it'll tell you on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
He did that Tiger song. Joe Budden made fun of.
Yeah. Is it Nasty or Taste? Taste.
Yeah, Taste.
Yeah, that's the guy. He does Tiger beats, and he's in more than one song. Cause I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard his tag.
He's on a few tracks.
Yeah.
But shout out to Royce, because Royce produced 2 tracks on the album, which I thought were pretty dope. So that's cool. He's like, hey, he's my friend, and I'm gonna just have it. And Royce only been producing for over a year, so he's barely new in producing.
I didn't know he was producing the album.
Yeah, he's coming out with the whole album, fully produced by himself. So that's super cool.
His verse on the album was good.
He's featured on 3. He's featured on 3 songs.
Oh yeah, he's always good.
Yeah, so.
And I think Royce is top 3 lyricist.
Yeah,
ever.
he's definitely underrated.
Underrated.
I really haven't listened to him as much as I should. He's
Yeah,
dope.
Yeah, and my take on it was, I have to listen to it again. I've only listened to it once, but some of the beats, I guess it's like my vibe. Like last night, I wasn't like wanting to listen to like lyricism and crazy beats and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I gotta listen to it again. I liked my first impression on Kamikaze was a lot better just because I liked his beat selection on there and his features on there.
His beats kind of sounded a little bit better compared to his last two, Revival. I mean, Kamikaze has some dope beats, don't get me wrong. But this, I don't know, it still felt like today's kind of style. He didn't try to go left field with it, or I don't know.
He did have some good features though. I mean, I loved how he put like most of Slaughterhouse minus Joe Budden.
Yeah, so that's gonna be random. I mean, it depends if he asked, because I know Joe Budden retired.
Yeah,
so like, I don't know if they asked him and he just said no, or they just never asked him and he just found out. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, because tomorrow's the Joe Budden podcast going to be released. So
yeah, we'll find out.
Godzilla with Juice WRLD. What y'all think about that one?
it was random. When I saw the track list, I was like, that's random.
Very random.
Just to have them two.
Yeah, like I'm wondering, did they actually get in the studio, record that song together, or like Interscope? He's on Interscope, right? Shady.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
it was
If he just bought a verse from whatever stashed by Juice WRLD, because it's just a weird combination.
It's a weird combination.
I would have never expected
Well,
it.
Eminem's been doing weird ass fucking collabs the last few years though.
Yeah, and then his beard is weird.
There's been some features where I'm just like questioning like, why are you on a song with this person?
And then that's when he had the whole fast rap like on the third verse. I don't know what the hell he said.
Yeah, that was
But yeah,
Anderson
I just had to listen to.
Anderson .Paak. I heard that.
Yeah,
that was good.
I like that one. That was
Yeah.
cool. I like
Yeah,
Anderson's
yeah.
part. I mean, Anderson's dope.
I just gotta talk about. I think it's in the song "In Too Deep." One of Eminem's greatest lyrics. He says, "Call us Long John Silvers because we selfish."
Okay, I did not catch that one. No,
That's pretty terrible, man.
there was that
I
one
caught a
song-
couple of those.
No, I sent Cody one of where he said, "Middle fingers up in the sky. I guess they call it a bird because it's so high." I was like, "Oh my god."
Like I said, I was just
Yeah, I mean the corny dad jokes rap are still there from him,
Yeah.
so like that's not gonna go away. But some of it's dope, and some of it is just kind of cringeworthy.
yeah, it's
But he did have a feature with Black Thought, Royce, Q-Tip, and Mr. Porter, which I thought was random but super cool, just to have Black Thought and M on the track. So I thought that was like pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's still
Yeah, it's still new.
Haven't paid
It's
too
still
much
it's still a
attention.
lot of tracks to listen to.
see how it holds up, but
I think since it was so random, it's like we have
But,
to have a few more.
I mean,
a lot of
I don't think
songs.
it's that good, man.
Yeah, and
I'll
I
be
honestly don't
honest.
think either. As of right now, I give it 5 out of 10 stars. Like, and I think Eminem's the GOAT. But
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, we acknowledge that he's been kind of declining over the past decade. So like,
I mean, he still has it. I mean,
Yeah,
we
like
all
he-
heard some of those songs on like Kamikaze too. Like when he's rapping with like Royce and
yeah,
I mean, he still has it, but he's
don't get me
not-
wrong. Like he has the bars and whatnot. It's just like it's
just-
either the beat selection and like what he's rapping.
Yeah,
Or his features.
some of his songs concepts
sometimes-
are not good.
Yeah,
man.
sometimes he just rambles about nothing.
Like
And
the one-
sometimes it could be cool, but sometimes it just be like, okay, like where are you getting at?
like the one about his stepdad. I
Yeah.
thought that song was weird. Like why?
I thought it was weird, but then I'm just like thinking,
Like his-
14-year-old boys, white boys will like it. So like,
Yeah, but
it's
that's stuff he used to do like back in the day when he started talking about his mom.
Yeah.
And all this shit. It just sounded to me like, all right, I've talked about my mom too much. Let me talk about my stepdad.
I don't know. I was like, maybe he's just trying to get a younger audience, and
20 tracks is too much for anybody to put out. Like when Drake did it, I was like, why are you putting out
even
20
him.
tracks?
Shit, he did it with Revival, and that felt like, oh my god.
That's very true, man. Every time there's an album that has anything over 18 songs, I don't even listen to the whole thing.
Because everybody's attention spans are so short now.
I still have yet to check out the Game's new album. What is it? Born to Rap. I want to check it out. I've heard great. I heard a lot of great things about it, but it's just so long. I think it's like an hour 46 minutes. Like that's long. No homo.
There's no replay value in the whole album, so that's why I feel like in today's world with everybody having a short attention span, you need to make an album like 5 to 10, and if it's a big artist like Drake or Eminem, like 12 to 15 is cool, you know what I mean? But like when you get to 20, 22, 25, I mean like.
Yeah, nobody's gonna listen to
that. You know it's gonna be fillers in like a 20 track
once you
album.
get to that many songs, it's just like you said, a bunch of fillers.
Like you know it's gonna be fillers, so like that's when you just pick and choose like what you like.
You can't take your time on a whole album of 25 songs because by the time you get to the 20th song, the whole rap scene has changed. I mean, to make good songs like this is too much fillers.
They just give it more listens.
Yeah,
but
we'll come back.
But Mac, same thing. I heard Mac's album once. It's, I don't know. Some of the beats like felt a little bit weird for me. It threw me off guard.
The sound was definitely different.
Yeah, the sound was different.
It's not that boom bap hip hop. It's
I
don't know. A lot of it. I don't know if it's even hip hop. You know, it's
a subgenre.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
why
more
I
like
it.
Chilled, relaxed.
I feel like he created his own lane, and I feel like he makes just feel good music.
Yeah.
And that's why I definitely enjoy.
Yeah, like
some of the beats were kind of weird.
Yeah, like one thing about Mac Miller, like when he died, you know, I was like, fuck, because I've been a fan of Mac Miller since mixtape days, right? Yeah. And you would have never thought Mac Miller would be making music up until this day. You know, he was that white rapper that was just making little bangers, college music. Yeah. But over the years, he just kept progressing, different sound every album, always evolving his sound. And that's the thing that sucked. I'm like, man, you know, just imagine how many different projects he could have dropped in the future because he's always...
Because everything progressed.
Always reinventing his sound, you know?
I did think about that because... You see him progress as an artist and as a man and as a human, you know, like you just see the progression of it.
And then on this one, I don't know, it's you could.
It was very similar to Swimming. To me,
like in a sound in a way, but like I don't know, like I think it was Blue World.
Oh, that song! I like that song. That beat was pretty dope, man.
See, when I heard that beat the very first time, I was like, yo, like this beat's. It's weird. Like that was the first thing that just thought in my head. I was like, it's like
there was like some weird keys or something.
Yeah, I was like, man, it's like a weird beat. I was like, I don't know, like it just threw me off guard. I was like, this is like a weird beat. Like how like what are you gonna do with it? You know, but like I felt like that a few times. I guess in the beginning of the project, I was like, that's a weird beat. That's a weird beat, but like he's singing a lot.
Yeah, I think the song Circles was really dope. I like
that was the first track. I don't remember. It wasn't the last track, but it was the second to the last track, where it was kind of like it was like an instrumental. Like he sang for a bit and then like let the instrumental just play it out. And I was like, man, that was like really really dope. Like I don't remember how
he
it went,
probably
but
didn't finish it. I personally I've listened to that album 4 times today.
Damn.
I didn't listen to anything last night. I listened to four times a day as I was driving. I'm a real estate agent, so if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, hit me up. So I was driving across town all day today, showing homes, going to listing appointments and stuff, and that's all I was able to do is just listen to music. So after I listened to the Eminem album 1 time, I listened to Mac Miller 4 times just because it's a lot shorter, so I could listen to it more times. And I thought it was dope. I like it. I like Mac Miller, though. I like his style, and that was my mood today. It was all rainy outside, so it was just kind of one of those
it was
chill
definitely
albums.
For today's mood,
Chill albums, and he progressed so much, and I think he's an amazing artist. That's why when people talk about like legends and stuff, like this guy's been rapping since like when Drake and J. Cole been out, like
like 2010,
like,
20
like 09, 010.
I know someone made like a meme.
I think that's when the Kids came out, 2010.
Nike's on my
Nike's on my feet.
Yeah, because I was in high school still, so like when people like someone made like a post saying, oh, like stop calling X and Lil Peep
legends.
and Mac Miller. And I'm like, why would y'all throw Mac Miller into this conversation when he's been rapping for like 10 years or been actually known for 10 years, rapping for like 15? I think he was rapping for way before that too.
And the fact he did most of it independent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
independent.
I think he was like one of the first independent artists
To go number one.
to go number one. Yeah.
Because he came out when Wiz Khalifa was out, like they came up like around the same time,
Yeah.
like, together.
Rostrum Records.
Yeah, what was it? Blue
Slide
Slide
Clark.
Clark. Yeah. That was his first album, and I think that went number one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that being a big deal.
I bought
Like,
that album. Yeah, because I was a huge fan, man. Found him out during the best day ever. Yeah.
When people used to talk about underground artists back in that time, they said, "Oh, Mac Miller," because he
Yeah.
was an
Yeah,
underground
because you
artist.
introduced me to
Now-
Mac Miller.
Yeah, now
Ricardo did.
Blue Slide Park. I mean, going back to it now, it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie,
I've
but
heard it.
that's what we're talking about. You know, that was his sound back then. He
That was that
realized
party
he had to become if he wanted to become a real artist, he had to try different things.
Yeah, because I remember Donald Trump coming out in
Yeah.
2011.
That's when I kind of started hearing him.
me
That was like
too.
one of like my very first tracks. I remember hearing Donald Trump because that was during our party days.
Yeah.
So I used to like it, and that's when I had subs in my car, and I would just play that and play it at parties.
Oldsmobile.
Yeah,
He had subs in an Oldsmobile.
that's how they do it in Texas.
Yeah, make that shit rattle. The
I
rims
think
might
that
fall
album-
off, but
that album, I think that album was good. That's just my opinion. I give it a 7 out of 10.
I mean, I've heard it once, so
I only got
I'm
to
still gonna have to listen to
once.
it.
I mean, like we said, it's just so much music.
Yeah.
I even checked out. I don't know how to pronounce her name from Good Music, 070 Shake.
Oh yeah.
I don't
She
know.
released something?
She dropped an album,
Oh, I didn't know that.
so I gave it a chance. She's got some pretty good songs. I'm not saying on the album because I don't know. I didn't really feel it. I'll go back to it, but
I don't even
she's
know
on
who
that song with Kid Cudi and Kanye, right?
Yeah. Ghost Town.
On Ghost Town. Holy shit. I only like her because that song, it was my favorite song for a while.
Yeah, that's like my favorite song off.
Yeah.
Yay.
Who are y'all talking about?
070 Shake.
Yeah, she signed to Good Music.
Good music.
She's a singer.
And a rapper.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
I didn't even know she released something.
Yeah.
But
then Revenge of the Dreamers 3.
I've
Deluxe
only heard
version.
2 tracks of it. It was just the very first track. What was it? Big Black Truck.
Big Black Truck with
With Jid.
J.I.D.
J.I.D. Jid, whatever you
That
want to call
was
them.
dope.
That
Next
one was
song
pretty dope.
Earth Gang
Yeah.
and Reason.
I really like that song. I really like Reason's verse. Like those are the only 2 tracks I heard. But when I heard Reason on it, I'm like, yo, like Reason, it was like spitting. Like
Yeah.
he released an album last year, and I checked it out. I heard it. I forgot the name of it.
I haven't really checked them out, you know.
But yeah, it was cool. But like, I don't know, just hearing him on that track, and then what was it Lambo Truck? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm starting to like him like just more now.
Yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
he had 2 dope verses.
yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to say about that song. It's just more songs added to the album, a bunch of features. That's it. I've only heard it once. Not bad. But by now, that song has almost 30 songs. I mean, that album has almost 30 songs.
Shit, probably like 40.
Yeah.
But speaking of Royce, what we were talking about earlier, he released a song. I didn't even know till last night, but he released a song with West Side Gun, who's like my favorite at the moment. So I was super excited to hear that.
got to hear that.
Produced by Royce. Like I said, this is probably gonna be off his new album, which I'm pretty sure he's gonna be releasing soon. But that shit is dope. There's like, it's like almost 6 minutes long, but there's like a beat switch up every time like they rap, like they start rapping. It has one beat and then it just switches up later. Like, I don't know, it's dope. West Side Gun kills it. Royce kills it.
Is that an actual music video?
Yeah, and there's a music video out too.
I haven't seen it, but I saw.
Yeah, there's a music video, and you can check out the song. I haven't seen the music video. Excuse me. But I did see them. Yeah, they like posted about it like a few weeks ago, shooting something. I thought it was for like West Side Gun, but no, it's for the Royce. I think it's called Overcome. But that track is like really dope. I really like it. So that's got me looking forward for Royce's new album, which I'm pretty sure it might drop this year. So I'm excited for that one.
If it doesn't drop this year, that'll fucking suck. It's fucking January.
Yeah, but I have a feeling like it's already done because Royce, he now has his own studio in Detroit called Heaven. Like it's his own studio, so that's why he started learning how to produce.
Yeah.
So he produced his own shit. Like, so that's pretty cool. Even for him, he's like, shit. He's like in his 40s, like, and he's still learning to progress as an artist. So like that's.
I mean, you never know.
That's
man.
pretty cool.
I mean, there's some people that didn't get their big break till way
late.
later.
Yeah.
For example, like Killer Mike with Run the Jewels. I guess he was pretty big. I mean, he was known back then, but not until he was part of Run the Jewels that he just kind of blew up.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah.
Something might happen to Royce. Something might happen to Cody Ray. You know,
C Rayy.
C Rayy.
Cody Ray, C Rayy. It's all the same.
We're getting older, man.
Good music gets out there.
Yeah. Make sure to check that out. It's gonna be on all platforms. I'm sure.
Yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure we've been going for at least an hour, because right now we're at 30 minutes plus the first half that we did.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should keep going.
No, we should cut it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think everything went pretty good. We talked about everything we needed to talk about. We're here to premiere C Rayy's new song.
And his new album.
Blackout, Open Bar, available on all streaming services February 10th. Go get that.
Make sure to give C Rayy a follow.
Yep, my Instagram is Cody Ray with 2 Y's 92.
You want to talk about your real estate or no?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, or you know anybody, I mean, hit me up, man. Like, look. If you buy or you sell a house at the closing table, I will give you a physical copy of Open Bar. That is your closing present, gift, whatever you want to call it. It's a gift for you. You know, I'll wrap it. You know, literally. So yeah. So I'll put my email address in the description.
Yeah, we'll put all that stuff, all this info.
Yeah, follow me. Like I said, follow me on Instagram. My YouTube is C Rayy TV. It's C Rayy TV. That's about it. Don't add me on Facebook. Got too many people on Facebook. No more drama.
Follow us at Open Bar Pod on all platforms.
Open Bar Pod.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Drop us some comments. Tell us
Give us some likes.
Yeah, give us some likes, please.
Likes and shares.
If you're out there listening, thank you. We appreciate it. This is just the beginning. All right. This is our first guest. We're going to have many guests.
For sure.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
And here's Blackout.
Been lost enough. Never had an entourage of following that I could call upon off and on. I put it long hours on my cause, causing me harm in regards of God. I got nothing to say, but it's all applause. And possibly I'm wrong, but it's shocking all I used to rid myself. But I kid myself with intentions relentless to bend my health. Sick, but it helps. And again, I'ma be dependent on help. I contend with the bell, sins with the well, sentence the sentence. I've been when I fell, senses I fell. Win in my sales, it depends on the sales. If you win, you can grin. Then again, you can tell that I've been on a bender and I live for the winner. Hot cold as December, they know no beginner is in me. You hear by the way I deliver my kidneys and liver. A certain down from all the whiskey and liquor. They always complaining I'm bigger. While y'all explain it like I comprehend quicker. The flame is here like gasoline to the flicker. A bombardier is bombardier what I love and revere. But I promise you here that we different. My mental status has been more than a problem. I couldn't call it here, I'm calling me flipper. The way I switch up on the beat with a style is unique. On my knees I'm in need, but they figured that if I'm failing it was probably deserved. But it got me cursing even worse than my temper.
I must admit I was done with this shit, but I'm back in this bitch, I'm the one off the rip. I am the one you can't see on the grid. Got a tight hold, it came with the grip. I carry the weight of my city, but they don't fuck with me even though my rhyming is sick. So I stopped ripping my city, I got my weight up, killing beats without leaving in the print. Most of y'all don't really rap. Around this town, y'all getting lapped. I will end games if I really snap. Let's have a chat and dissect the craft. Point at the map and that's where I'm at. I don't know how, but I'm getting there. I'm not on the app, but you can snap back and you'll catch a fade like I'm cutting hair. I swear, bar suicidal. I would not miss like a new bridal. All my idols have became my rivals. I check reports like I work with FICO. What the fuck do I know? I worked on my craft all day and night. I paid for flights and stayed the night and been paid to write, delayed on the mic. When I came back, I didn't miss a step. Always right, so there's nothing left. I got so many sounds, so many fouls throwing out the game. When I receive the tag, I just need respect. That's my catchphrase. See through y'all like an X-ray. It won't matter what dispatch say. I'm blacked out to my last day. C Rayy.
Hey. Oh yeah, I'm on shit. Got no cons in my Congress. Storm lurking, but the con switch. I ain't saying that I'm awesome. God shit, be honest, I promise. I just shoot at a different angle, cut me down with. Now I'm hitting arteries, yeah, I'm on it next. This is Stark invested architect, the artifacts. Underdog, no vest, no harness vest, but armor best. Yes, everybody wanna know who the best here, bruh, it's all respect. But I know y'all see the sweat, tears, blood on my face. Arthur Flay, yeah, y'all need a middle meter ruler like me. Now you feel the ether. It's Xano, pit don't need them. Still I'm eating competition, still don't see them. Shit crazy, Ray, I fucks with you. The real I feed them, but these others now I got trust issues. And still fuck that bitch that killed Selena.
Why are you talking to me when you say it so different? I feel like I say it, but they never listen. Indifferent to all of the bitching and tripping. Resorted to smoking and pouring. I'm sipping. The Eagles are big, rappers is midgets. Know what it's like coming down, twitching. I know what it's like with a town full of bitches. They really not militants. I'm on a mission. They'd rather be socially media friendly. I say some names they might want to end me. I put out details they might want to kill me. I got some heat for them if you can feel me. Money making all my motivation. Why you so complacent? You been used to weighing all my patience. You can never play him. Elevating nigga, but you never fight. I ain't messing with no lanes. Why sound mean like pink cocaine? They wanna kill me, put bullet to brain. They wanna ride waves, I stay in my lane. I gotta get paid, can't say with the same. Blood real loud, it sound like pain. Game isn't equal, but everyone plays. Patiently patient, I'm waiting, I'm praying.